had a conversation.
Yep.
You were worried perhaps that we were being a little too cringe, I feel like.
Yeah. Some good,
I feel like we don't have to worry about that.
No, I wasn't worried.
Oh.
I wasn't worried. Cringe. I said,
you wanted to be more cringe.
Oh.
You would aspiration.
Don't mind if I do.
Welcome, everybody. It is a 0-8 Palianytsia versus Falcons, who are obviously one of the most dominant teams, but it would be one hell of a story if somehow this team could not only beat Falcons, but also Heroic and Tundra, because that's what they kind of need to do at this point, Sidran. You said you kind of needed to have an even score to get out of groups. Well, that's not even possible. The best they can get is 6 and 8.
I guess
at this point.
Mathematically, you could technically be tied for fourth with that, but things really need to line up. And yeah, they need to win out. They can't lose a single game anymore. So if they even want to have a chance of getting fourth, then it's go time.
Production has told me that 10 losses guaranteed out.
Oh, so you could even technically, mathematically, with 9?
Yeah,
I don't think
some sort of tiebreaker.
I don't think I've ever seen that. 5 and 9 being tied for fourth?
Excuse me. Production was just saying that upper bracket is secured for Falcons if they 2-0.
Okay. How did you hear that as 10 losses? What?
Yeah, all right. I'm not going to explain it. I just heard, 2-0, they're guaranteed. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So I thought we were
Yeah, I don't know how you got 10 losses out of that.
Falcons,
Okay. Understood. Actually, I get it now. As weird as that might sound, I understand what you were saying.
Nice to know.
All right. Let's look at the lanes here. So the Viper last pick, I think, was extremely good this game for Palianytsia. So if Moonlight, I think this is one of the lanes I've seen Malrine suffer the absolute most in general is when he's playing Monkey King against Viper specifically. There was one game, I don't remember which exact teams it was, but he just got rolled. Or maybe I'm mixing it up with Monkey King against Huskar. No, that was Earth Spirit. Never mind. I think this lane matchup is very Viper favored. You get a couple levels, Monkey King just flat out can't hit creeps anymore. You just sit on his hill and you kill him off. And the good news for Falcons is they have the roaming potential. We saw last game how Ench plus Marcy were able to solve a problem in mid. Technically, you could do that with Chen Tusk.
Yeah.
Moving off the side lanes. Bristleback against Alk Lich can be left alone when he has a couple levels. And I want to say Ursa in the top lane against Timber Hoodwink is a little bit scarier, but maybe you can leave him for a little bit, especially if he gets off to a good start here, where he almost kills off Fortnite Man, but...
Fortnite Man away.
Yeah.
It's a little Timber Chain on out of there, but this is not a fun lane. Oh, he did manage to get away from the Fury swipes long enough it didn't restack. So...
Yeah, they might have actually pursued that if it did.
Okay, Viper might be great and all for the lane, but is it actually a good hero outside of that? Because before TI, I watched Amar play Viper like 8, 9 pubs in a row, and he lost like every single one of them. And that's obviously one of his heroes. He even like would all chat and be like, don't worry guys, you could still win this, I'm playing Viper. So he obviously feels like the hero's trash, and he's one of the better Viper players in the world. What is going wrong with this hero?
That's honestly a really good question. I don't even have a take on that.
Okay.
Why Viper would be that much worse than what it used to be. It's possible that it's one of those things where I'm not, I'd say, enough in touch with the facets, power levels versus those of other heroes, and maybe Viper kind of just got the short end of the stick there compared to a lot of others. Because in theory, the way the game is played right now, there's a lot riding on lanes and playing a strong mid-game portion where Viper a lot of the time gets to shine. So I can't say there's something inherently bad about this hero.
Yeah, we did hear Insania's take on, like, a lot of focus on lanes. He's talking about what heroes are strong and why. Pulling in Amar. Nice snowball pickup. Really well timed by Crit. Dodge that unstable concoction. Crystallize just takes a lot of damage for nothing. And look at this early rotation. This is what I was thinking of when we were talking about mid Monkey King and the kind of rotations you can make. Malrine is one of those players who is willing. He's not going to wait around for level 6. He can make moves early, especially if his lane is dog shit.
This is reminiscent of a game in Wallachia where he was playing Earth Spirit against Huskar, and he stopped laning level 3. And he never came back to lane. He just kept running inside lane.
He stuns himself, Boundless Strike on 2 as well. That's going to be first blood. Is there a return kill, though? Moonlight actually TPs in to chase after Amar. And Amar is going to stand his ground. He's not winning that.
Crit didn't run away.
No, Crit didn't run away far enough, it seems, and he's going to be caught by the poison as well. Snowball to buy him a little bit of time here, but he's quite dead. You can throw out an Ice Shard maybe for a little extra damage, and that's about it.
Wow, they were both so friendly. They were trying to give each other the kill. Moonlight was like, all right, I'll take it before he leaves.
Oh, I like this. The QB goes and takes over the mid lane in the meanwhile, so they don't even, like, lose out.
I think overall that was a pretty decent outcome for Palianytsia, honestly. The Monkey King, so the thing that Malrine managed to do in that game in Wallachia was that he completely shut down a Visage lane. In the dual lane off lane, they just got ruined by the Earth Spirit ganking him twice over in the tower. This time, sure, he finds the first blood, but it's 2 kills the other way, and it doesn't feel like Malrine can just live down there and win the lane convincingly. Alchemist is not an easy hero for Monkey King to kill, and you don't do that much damage with a Monkey level 3. You have I think he has level 2 Boundless, right?
Well, this'll work.
So, okay, just crack level 4. That does help a decent amount. The Primal Spring extra level for 90 more damage could be a difference maker, but...
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see about his mindset, because he's one of the more creative mid players when it comes to matchups, both good and bad, of what he's going to do. And I mean, he just doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, he has given the lane to Crit, and he is stacking for the Bristleback. He's a full-on support duty right now.
Yeah. Well, Crit doesn't want to be mid either. Shocker. Tusk is not good against Viper either. But they're just going to do their thing. They're going to pile heroes down down bottom, excuse me. 4 of them, minute 5.
The Viper has his TP back up again, and the Hoodwink is already showing up here. Going for Crit. Snowball does dodge it. Malrine in position. 2-man Boundless Strike. Once again, Bushwhack only going to land on the Tusk. They can't turn around and kill him. Oh, no, they blocked out by the Shard as well. Crit might die, but he has really set up his team for success here as Amar, getting lots and lots of quill damage, building up on the Hoodwink, the last remaining member. The Viper did not TP in for this fight. I thought it was going to be a 4 versus 4, but...
All of Falcon's heroes have like 20% health. It feels like maybe something could have happened there. But the thing for Falcons that's really good news here, aside from that obviously being a good exchange, is also, well, if the Hoodwink is going to be involved, you have Timbersaw laning against Ursa. And Skitter has a head start. This is actually a matchup that Timbersaw can win if he's out-leveling. You can just pressure the Ursa mega hard when you're level 5 and 6, but with the head start Skitter has, it's hard for Fortnite Man to really do anything about Ursa, and he's just going to be trying to get his own experience. See him pull the wave between the towers. Both players are going to do that, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, advantage Falcons. If they can keep finding a way for Malrine to have impact this way. He's 2-0-2, so good job so far. It's a full level behind the Viper. That's the nature of things. But I'm with you. I feel like Moonlight has to show up to these dives.
Especially given the levels.
Oh, hello, Skitter.
Whoa, what was he doing here? Coming through the gate for a gank, runs into all 3 of them.
Okay.
How did they even know he was doing this?
Hey. This game is full
of
surprise.
No, he took the Wisdom Rune.
That is big. So that's 2 Wisdoms for Falcons, and this is going to recover Malrine's game quite a bit, getting that experience boost. And now the supports of Palianytsia very starved. Level 4 Hoodwink, almost level 4 Lich. They're going to need to find kills to give themselves a game. He's being pinged out by Malrine. He has an idea there here because of that very nicely placed ward from Snaking in front of the tower. But the tower will be claimed. So 7 minutes made tower for Viper. Malrine wants to deny it. Oh my god.
He got it too.
Is there anything this guy can't steal away from the side of Palianytsia?
Seriously, he is actually doing so much with so little.
Yeah.
He's actually ahead of the Timbersaw on farm.
Yeah. I remember we were talking... Oh, hang on. Fortnite Man. Oh, he did get the chain off, actually. This will be a bit of an awkward
Another
dive.
chain up in a second. He can get to the other side of the shards. They're still focusing him, though, but with the Lich Armor, it's actually doing so much. Skeeter can't finish him off, and he's actually going to be the one to die. Fortman, he's quite healthy. A long Timber chain on through. They'll get Crit as well off of this one. Fantastic turnaround for Palianytsia. Did I speak too soon? No, they got him. Took a little bit, but they got there.
Who's the number one now?
Damn.
At Frost Armor, man.
Yeah, the fact that he got off the first chain is what really made all the difference. It was right before the snowball connected. If he doesn't get that chain off, he just dies on the spot. But he manages to get to the tower, buys time for Lich to come in, and buys time for the Hoodwink to come in as well. But now, all right, Falcons on him straight again, but we'll just end up losing his creep for this.
It looks like they had some sort of idea that maybe they could hurricane him, especially mid-timber chain. Malrine, he tries to finish off the Timber Saw. Doesn't get that. Maybe get the Hoodwink instead, but no. Frost Armor comes in, snowball straight to the Hoodwink. Will manage to finish him off. And there's just too many heroes. They have to run away from Moonlight.
That crystallizes here too late.
So slow.
Is under attack.
This rotation from Crystallize is actually kind of expensive. He ends up wasting his ult and a good chunk of time, and now he has to TP bottom. In the meantime, Amar took a big chunk on that tower and is now easily the CS winner of this game. So, the fact that he's 400 ahead of the Alk's net worth is very good news for Falcons. Yeah, I find games like this, I actually find it very enjoyable to watch how the most screwed hero plays. I think it's...
Because you have to get creative.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do something outside of the box and get some good ideas, and I think that's where you can really showcase the... Oh no.
Okay, can the Viper 1v3 here? That's essentially what we're looking at here with the broken Bristle back. He will manage to get that kill. The Poison Burst does a bit of damage to Malrine. Now Fortnite Man, he tries to run through the Wukong's command. And does do a decent amount to Malrine with the Frost Armor. He needs another Timber Chain. No, don't let him get away. No, Malrine, he lives through it all. Fortnite Man cannot finish it off.
So close, but so far. And that one hurts. This is a really big moment. This is Viper making his grand entrance into a fight finally, but he just doesn't have enough numbers. If Viper has a Frost Shield there, he kills everyone. But they're just not there in time, and Timber Saw, unfortunately, there are Timber Chains to the low ground, so he can't hit Malrine. And then they chain stun him up there with the Boundless into Snowballs. Very nicely done.
I feel like Palianytsia has the right idea that they're trying to bring. You know, they're being active, right? Moonlight's being brought to these fights. Crystallize is even trying to come to some of these engagements, but they are just not keeping the same pace that Falcons is. Falcons has more heroes faster than you do, and Palianytsia is either struggling to catch up or being outnumbered.
Malrine and Moonlight have the same net worth.
Yikes.
Malrine's 5-0 and 4, so he's had an outstanding. Honestly, that's what I was saying. It's so cool to watch this guy play when he has an unplayable lane matchup, because this is the second time I see it, right? The Wallachia story was similar. He did so much on a mid-Earth Spirit against Huskar. Just unplayable lane, left the lane, found some other impact on the map. And I wonder if he enjoys playing like that, to be honest. Because in a way, there's so much pressure off your shoulders, because expectations for what your hero can really do in the game are way lower, and he finds a way of having major impact still. Okay, they're just going to go for this. Moonlight.
Can't stand the Wukong's command, and the Shard is a perfect setup for it. No longer having the ultimate, the Hoodwink can't threaten Malrine here.
Crit's level 8. Cracker's level 4.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Well, Wisdom Runes is one thing, but I mean, Crit has been owning on Tusk this game as well, let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Part of absolutely everything.
Bunch of really insane steals.
He's been in every kill.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's 3-2 and 7 in a 10-kill game. And now he's going to have Phase Boots Drum in a 12 on the 4. Tusk.
Lamar is struggling to finish up these stacks that Malrine got for him. But if he can finish it up, it's just a little bit away from Aghanim Scepter.
Do the other Ancient Camp. How greedy is this guy? He has 100 health. Malrine is over the Elk.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Unbelievable.
attack.
Do you remember this conversation you probably do, because we literally had it yesterday, okay? So we were talking yesterday about how I enjoyed playing 5 with few resources back in the day, or playing offlane 1v3s. I don't know if you were a fan of that either.
I was, yeah.
I feel like there's some sort of charm to playing the game at an inherent disadvantage and maximizing in a tough situation.
Snowball hits him right as he throws out the Timber Chain.
Clean kill.
Even the Boundless Strike there, covering it as well. Very clean stuff from Falcons.
I guess this is the closest you get to those days, Cap. The poor fives are not coming back. The trial lane versus solo offlaner also doesn't seem to be coming back. It's been years. So if you want the miserable experience, when your opponent picks Huskar mid, you just pick a bad matchup. And then you can relive the glory days, and then you need to get creative and play with every little margin you have and get something done on the map.
I should just become a first pick mid laner.
Yeah.
That sounds toxic.
I mean, if you have this amount of impact as the Monkey King, I think you're not going to exactly be farming reports.
I don't think I'm going to have that kind of impact, Sindri. I think I'm going to feed like most Monkey Kings would do in this situation, but Malrain's just built different.
Yeah. He stole both wisdoms.
He's still not level 6.
Double damage.
Somebody get this Lich a kill.
He keeps using his shovel, desperately trying to dig up a wisdom rune. But it's just not, but this is never there. It's just healing salves and mangoes.
The little kobolds that come out.
Yep.
I'm sorry, little one. I need to kill you.
Get that 10 XP.
I gotta take the Roshan before it switches over to the Dire side. They still have their tier 1 tower, so it would have been great on the Dire side too. But
Giving the Aegis to Amar here instead of the Ursa of Skitter, because Skitter will be jungling. He has gone Battle Fury, so he needs some time. Amar, however, has Ags, and with an Aegis, he can do whatever he wants. He can play super aggressive as long as he has any sort of backup from the Tusk and the Monkey King.
And he's gonna buy out his shard soon, which means he'll have lots of catch.
Yep.
Double Q is
Dire's
pretty
top tower
debilitating.
is under attack.
Especially, I think Amar is quite familiar with the matchup of Bristle against Viper, because I would imagine he's played this a decent amount of pubs. When he goes for the Bristle, people try to counterpick.
Yeah.
And he knows very well as a Viper player how much this hero sucks when it gets slowed to a crawl. So the hero already struggles from low mobility. So just throwing a hairball on Viper actually prevents Viper from repositioning whatsoever. Even if he ulties you back, I think you could kind of almost stick on each other.
Well, this situation...
This is not the situation I was talking about. This is a literal 4v1.
Yeah, now 5v1. Crystallize has the unstable concoction ready to go. Missed the bushwhack, but they've got 1,000 other spells to throw at him.
Okay.
And kill was worth a lot, too.
It was.
1,000 gold.
QBFY. Dead.
Yeah, I can't even get him spell. No fun. Snake King's just farming away as the Chen.
Yeah, there's a lot of games where Falcons pick Chen where they get into this game state where they're comfortable, and then Snake King, I would argue, among a lot of the top pro teams, he might be the greediest 5 when he gets to. There are many games where Snake King is just jungling for 10 minutes. This is going to be one of them. He doesn't have to be involved, so he can just get all the auras for the team. They're playing Bristleback as the offlaner who does not want to get auras, so if the 5 can cover that issue, then perfect.
You might be able to... Oh no, the Boundless Strike stops the TP. Amar kills the Viper.
This matchup is so weird. Yeah, the Bristle against Viper. With the Bristleback ability, after Bristle got that physical burst, he can actually kill Viper. Because Viper's armor is decent, but obviously the majority of what you get out of corrosive skin is the magic resist. Fortnite Man with an escape. We'll get out.
Waves goodbye. Blink Dagger for Crystallize, but Amar is chasing down more heroes. There goes that Ags. Very fun.
What do you think about this hero getting that Ags? It was one of the Ags designs that I was most fundamentally against, because I felt like it went completely against the hero's identity. Now that we've had it for a while,
thought it was really cool.
I still don't like it.
Okay, so what do you mean going against his identity?
So, okay, let's see Crystallize die first, then we'll talk about that. There we go.
Okay, so what
walks into Skitter. So, Bristleback's identity for me has always been this slow build-up hero that needs to be in the fight for a long time. He's super tanky and obnoxious, but eventually he overpowers you with quills. His Bristleback ability gives him burst. That's been the one thing this hero never had,
Dire's top
Okay.
tower
was
is under
burst.
attack.
Yep.
And the Ags allows you to 100 to 0 a hero in 2 seconds, which for me was never Bristleback. So that's why. It's one of the major outliers. I think a lot of Ags, Scepters, and Shards kind of, how to say, amplify an aspect of the hero that it already has, and this one just gives him a totally different playstyle, which you could argue is also good. It's just...
Try and break him. Chain Frost doesn't bounce over, but they have enough slows. Maybe they can give it a second kill.
Yeah, Crit, he's so fast.
Yeah, Malrine, he sets up with a Gleipnir. Skier's on his way, goes straight to the Viper. Immediate gaze there from Krekker. That was a good interruption, but a snowball will close that gap again. Crystallize does manage to hit the 2-man stun, though. Moonlight's just going to have to fight it out. Do as much damage for Crystallize to finish up any kills he can. It's not enough. Snaking has a mech. He is bringing a lot of ores to the table at this point in time, and a Radiance just isn't going to do it for Crystallize. Godlike Malrine against a Viper. It's 19 minutes of the game. He's just already godlike. This is a crazy turnaround from him. To have such a bad lane and to do so well.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
Honestly, it's really impressive, not just him, but also, you know, because you could also make the argument that if your mid laner is struggling, it's also harder to play Tusk, right? But they're doing so much together. It's not been Monkey King just being a Superman and finding impossible situations. It's because they've had really good comms and really good ideas of how to move around the map and taking advantage of little things step by step. It's a really impressive game from Falcons. Some of my favorite games of them that I've watched has been specifically when Malrine's got a bad lane. I think they become a more entertaining team because they have to do this kind of stuff to win the game. And they are a team that is, I think people don't give enough credit for how creative they are because they just see this team a lot of the time that's playing chokehold on mid games, but they get there in very creative ways sometimes, and this is a great example of that.
Well, that tree's not supposed to be there, and that tree also isn't supposed to move. Catching Malrine, he's trying to get the Boundless Strike shard off, but he can't do it.
There's that caster curse. Perfect.
Right.
Outstanding game. And then he just dies being... I mean, what was the point? He was just standing there as a tree.
0 point.
He could have just been in the trees then.
Yeah, he could have been setting up for the Wisdom Rune in the trees. They'll still find a return kill on the side of Falcons. I do agree with your breakdown of the Bristleback. When you put it that way, if they slowed it down so it wasn't like pew 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 pew, but it was like, you know, maybe it lasted longer, but the quills came out less frequently.
I mean, there's 100 ways you could change that axe, right? If you wanted to, because it's like the concept itself. Yeah, there are many possibilities, but it's a development that has happened to a lot of heroes in the game that some people really like and some don't. And who am I to say what people should enjoy? It's definitely one of the things that has contributed to power creep and the change of heroes over time. Is if you go through the changelog of every hero and you go back, let's say 5 years, and you check the way the game has developed, a lot of heroes have had band-aid solutions or I'm gonna see Fortnite Man. Maybe
Fortnite Man with the Yules. Oh, he's been slowed down though.
It's gonna cost Krekker his life, but they might get Fortnite Man out.
Crystallize is here on the high ground with an unstable concoction. Goes for the Tusk underneath the tower. Trying for any kill they can in return for the 3 they've already lost. A buyback from the Lich, and TPN. Crit has already blinked backwards, and Moonlight is stuck underneath the Wukong's command. Krekker, he may even die. It's a dieback for him. Oh, God, it just keeps getting worse.
Crystallize will brink out. Yeah, I mean, they're just getting run over. They're way too far behind, and Falcons have the exact utility items they need. The Tusk can just snowball in, blink out. The Monkey King can go for plays with the Boundless Shard, and it's hard for Palinitzia's lineup to kill heroes if they keep moving. They're not good at keeping heroes in place. They're good at killing them when they're slow to a crawl, but if they can all reset and just outlast them with heals, it's very tough. But yeah, just to finish off on the trail of thought from before, a lot of heroes, if you check their changelogs in the last 5 years, heroes have been compensated for stuff that used to be their weakness, right?
Yeah. They've been given tools that they never had before.
Yeah.
Mobility for immobile heroes. burst for heroes that don't burst, like you're talking about with the bristleback.
Wave clear for heroes that
good.
can kill creeps, like Undying can kill waves with decay. You know, a lot of these things where hero designs in the past were very polarized to the extent that drafting, I think, also was of a different nature because you were very much exploiting specific strengths and weaknesses of individual heroes in the picks. And now that a lot of more heroes can do multiple things, there's a different flavor to it, right?
Yeah, it may be a little less so about making sure you have heroes that cover your weaknesses, and because there are just less weaknesses. I've always said Dota is a game of like where heroes have strong strengths and very weak weaknesses, and it's about melding those things together. And yeah, I think you're totally right where we have reached a point where we're covering up a lot of weaknesses that heroes typically have had. Moonlight looks a little weak here. Godlike for Skeeter. So while the Falcons are getting picked off around the map occasionally and losing some heroes like they did with Amar, Skeeter is the one who is growing nice and big. Give him the grenade and a whip.
The 24-minute blood grenade blink kill from Crit.
He bought out his X before he died.
Yep.
Man's got that at least.
Another thing about this hero design stuff, I don't know if this is a stretch, but I actually think the change to the game in terms of overall hero philosophy in the last few years, I think is part of the reason that Kuro and Puppey had, I'm not going to say they had a fall from grace, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but maybe not. In Kuro's case, it probably is a fair term to say with the team just never finding major results. Secret has been so-so compared to what they used to, because these used to be like, you know, just flat out consistently top 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
And I think a really big part of what made Kuro and Puppey so good for many years was that they were exceptionally good at drafting. And they had a really good understanding of that exploitative kind of drafting. I've been on the receiving end of it multiple times from both, especially from Puppey. I think that was his X factor as a captain, was his ability to recognize in a draft what weakness does the enemy lineup have that we can absolutely squeeze everything out of.
Right.
And I think he's struggling to find those like glorious outpicks of the past because the game doesn't allow to do it in the same way. The way you outdraft now is quite different in nature, and perhaps that's just not something that's as intuitive for him or as easy to accomplish with how other teams have progressed in drafting.
I'll add even more onto that. If you talk about hero design, but then also the fact that if heroes get even more gold, then they can purchase items to cover those weaknesses.
Yes.
So the more gold you have, the more weaknesses you can cover as well. This fight is already popped off though. QBY, he's been stuck by the tusk. They blow him up pretty quickly. And Fortnite Man put himself in the front lines here, but he's got that Aghanim Scepter, so he's not afraid anymore. Gleipnir to hit the 2 in the back, but they can't really go for it just yet. Fortnite Man now uses his Ags. Meaning Yules up in the air, another Yules after that. That is an offensive Yules that quickly dispels his Aghanim Scepter. Maybe he should have been afraid. An ultra kill for Skeeter. Not gonna give him the rampage. Crystallize is out of here.
Well, is he?
Oh,
These
no.
heroes are fast. All right, he is out of there. An elk with Manta Blink phase boots almost got caught up to by Bristleback.
That was crazy how fast they were. Almost got him. All right, well, couldn't contest Roshan. They get a great fight for Falcons. Go up 18K, and now get a Roshan as well.
It feels like, I mean, you're 20K up against Alckmin at 25, right? It's more or less inevitable that you're good. The question is, how are Falcons going to close this game out? Do they feel like they're strong enough that they can flat out just barrel down the lane, or are they going to look for a pick? If they get this Quill onto Crystallize, all right, well, he's dead.
Yeah, if I know Falcons, they always are going to look for the pick. They're not going to keep.
Maybe they can bail him out.
Oh,
actually,
this is going to be a really good Chain Frost. Bouncing between the Spire, and it still sticks around. I love that facet, by the way.
I really thought...
It got even more! Unstable Concoction stops Snaking from being able to TP away. What a swing in net worth this is going to be.
All right, well, that's 5K gold. That's good news for Palianytsia. I thought the moment they opened that the Timber that was going to be, or excuse me, the Elk, that it was going to be a kill with the other heroes from Falcons being able to connect, but they were really far away. So Palianytsia just TP'd in defensive heroes and turned that one around in an instant. Nice Hoodwink and Lich combination there to find the beautiful Chain Frost. That's now an AC. I mean, don't count them out, but It's still a massive hill to climb, but a little bit more mess up from Falcons like that, and this could yet get interesting, because as we've talked about from a theoretical perspective with these heroes, the counter picks that Palianytsia have are actually quite good against some of these matchups. It's just Moonlight is way too poor on the Viper for what you'd like to see at this point.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Timbersaw's right there with him with an inventory that is heavily countered. He has Yules and Aghanim Scepter. You've got to nullify on the Monkey King. That counters down both of those items.
It owns Lich so hard, too.
True.
This is the item against that hero, and obviously Falcons are well aware of that. Effectively, what do Palianytsia do if Ursa blinks on a hero and then they nullify him? I think that hero's just dead. They can't. I mean, if it's Timber, he can probably get himself out of trouble.
Yeah, it's like offensively Yules the Ursa, but it's BKB.
If you just blink BKBs and they nullify the target, you'd probably just have a kill, hands down. So you got to be really wary of your positioning now, especially on the Viper, who desperately needs to recover more than he has.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Trying to set a bit of a trap here with this ward. There are 5 heroes together now, Palianytsia. Nobody's going to fall for it.
Radiant's top tower
Fortnite trying to lure them in this direction.
He also recognizes how important it is to push out this mid lane. The problem is Falcons have a good wave on top, and they have an Ursa who's got an Aegis, so he's not afraid of forcing them back.
Yeah.
And this is honestly
very well.
a pretty easy way for Falcons to open up the base, is just to not even have to fight for it. If the enemy team is setting up a play outside on the map, they just get the base tower for free. This lane is actually lost. I think if the tower falls, it's really hard to defend it. Palianytsia. See though, Concoction.
Skater goes straight in. He's going to lose his first line pretty quickly here, it looks like.
Oh, nice Concoction. 3 heroes.
Wow, 3 hero with the Chain Frost bouncing over there as well. The Timbersaw goes in, and there's still a fighting Skeeter ready to go. Crit snowballs through this one. Skeeter pops his BKB, demolishes that Timbersaw pretty quickly. Malray jumps in back line. Couldn't get off the Wukong's command right away. Whoa! Ah, that Bristleback does some damage, man. He turns on the turning red thing, and he just obliterates that poor Lich, who buys back. And they try and track down some Falcon heroes. They got Malrine, so they've got a numbers advantage here.
Yeah, that was some serious damage onto Malrine with the poison. When he popped, he did so much damage to Ursa as well with that poison burst facet from Viper. How is it works? 100% of the magic damage dealt as an explosion in 300 radius. I think it did like 500 damage to Ursa.
Yeah, it can add up. I've seen some Vipers kind of use it for farming stacks. Helps a little bit. Stable Concoction going out. Crystallize, sees Snake King. It's already forced staffed a good distance away, and with how slow the Viper is, they're not getting there fast enough. Can't take this fight, at least not this way. They still have 30 seconds left there on the Aegis too. Skeeter's coming back into play soon. Nice jump down to the low ground. Crystallize, they're all inning on Amar right now. He's got a Yules, but he won't have a BKB, so when he comes back in, it's a Whirling Death. It's a Chain Frost. Is it a kill, though? Fort Mike after him, hit by the snowball, protected by crits. Blocks him out with the shards. They can't chase, so they'll just have to content themselves with a measly Tusk kill, and maybe a chance. Skeeter goes back in, chasing after the hood.
His Aegis is expiring.
Nice, 4 stats in the, the Aegis is going to expire here in a second. If they can get some damage on him, no regen whatsoever. He does have a BKB though. Crystallize, trying to get him. Yule Scepter, Unstable Concoction, Self-Explosion, but blocked by the Yules. Moonlight, he's going to go for him instead. Skeeter with his BKB. Waits that out, goes for the Viper kill. They're still trying to track down the supports, which they do get the Chen, but what about the cores? They are being kited around with the slows building up from Amar and the damage ramping up quickly from Skeeter. They have the Gleipnir back into play. They're not letting anyone escape from Palianytsia.
Oh, I totally understand why they chased that. That was like the stars were aligning with that Aegis expiring in that exact moment, but Skeeter still had the BKB. And the respawn from Monkey King seals the deal. But if that could have somehow led to an Ursa kill, that could have actually equalized the game almost, because they could have got a full team wipe off of it. But Falcons keep it together. And now they're looking at probably the first lane of barracks, unless we see some major buybacks expended. I think it's better to hold those buybacks and give them a lane. But is it going to be more than a lane?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll see.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, okay. If they get more pickoffs, it really could be more than just a lane. Maureen's got a BKB if he could go to the enemy fountain, or I guess the courier's on its way with it.
Okay, now we're looking at two lanes if they don't buy back. Lift for now.
The Lich can slow it down with the armor.
The Lich is gonna
That
die
be
if he
enough?
looks at this tower, maybe. He needs to be really careful. They can just blink nullify and kill him.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
No,
He can't even go in and
he
use
spots the Lich, but oh no, the Chain Frost. It hit the creep wave in the back, and he's got the Bloodstone going out. He easily undoes the Whirling Death damage. Maureen jumps in, gets Yules. They're gonna shoot him immediately. Oh, he has BKB. Never mind. Wukong's command goes out. No magic damage, and he's got a bunch of extra armor. He is just gonna TP out of this situation. They're gonna chase though. A 4 versus 5. An opportunity presents itself for Palianytsia to find some kills. They'll take the chance.
Has been killed.
That'll be all they get, though.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That was a nice Yules from Amar in that fight as well. He dodged the Viper Strike, so completely negated that counter. And as you said, they disengaged with the Monkey King immediately. And
Oh, a moving tree found once again. High ground vision into a Rod of Atos, an unstable concoction that just keeps on chasing. And what a nice pickoff. 1,700 gold for a kill like that. Both the good sign and a bad sign.
why does he love moving around as a tree that much instead of just jumping from tree to tree? He's having a laugh, though. So that's good.
He's having a giggle, mate.
They've got plenty of margin for error after getting these 2 lanes of barracks. This game is way stable again. Alchemist will complete a butterfly.
I saw Butterfly picked up, and I was like, oh my god. Moonlight got his Butterfly? No, he's
Nah.
close to it. He doesn't have a single component yet.
Yeah, I don't know if Alk Butter is the way to go here. I get where he's coming from. He wants the evasion against the Ursa and against the Bristle hard-hitting heroes, but maybe in reality what you needed here was another offensive item so that you're playing, you know, all-in kind of style.
Yeah, we are this far down, just go full offense.
Yeah, because Butterfly feels like I'm playing to stay alive, but is that really the problem? I feel like the problem is that you're not killing the heroes fast enough, then it doesn't matter how long you survive for. Skinner
jumps into 3 heroes. 4. He does have Amar with him. Hit by the Viper Strike, not really slowed down that much. Moonlight's still gonna get a couple more stacks on
He's
him.
barely taking any damage. And Rage
Shrugs
plus
it
the
all off.
Shard. Viper didn't even touch him, it felt like.
And Moonlight has decided Butterfly's not for him.
I think Scotty's better too. I like it. They need more. They need more control, and the healing mitigation will convert into damage against Bristle, against Monkey King, against all the Chen heals. It's probably more damage than a Butterfly. So
Absolutely.
Just keeping it loose.
not bad.
All right, well, we have another Roshan coming up, and Palianytsia, considering the way the last one went, I would be fine with them not trying to contest. So what they're doing here and cutting waves and maybe taking a mid-tier 2 tower is probably the most ideal situation.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's one of those situations where you just kind of hope it's a late Roshan, so Falcons waste as much time in that corner of the map, but unfortunately it is not that.
Yeah. Know immediately with the Chen, so in we go, and this should be the killing blow. Skinner level 25 will get another Aegis. There's only 1 lane remaining. Went for the double Earth Shock, which is obviously great with his Shard. Fortnite Man in the meantime will also die.
Yeah, being able to do the Roshan without 2 of your cores, who go out and find a kill, that's a sign you are up big. 25k. Who took the Ags? Was it the Ursa? It was. So no chance of being able to burst this Ursa, get some sort of surprise bushwhack into unstable concoction. There's just no options there. They're gonna win this fight. It's gonna be something crazy, long haul, back and forth fountain fight.
And now 2 Ascetics caps on the side of Falcons, as well as the Ogre Seal Totem on Malrine, so he can just disengage now in 2 different ways. It's going to be so hard for them to find these kills, but they have to try. Oh, okay, there was a Lich there.
Moonlight. Okay, buyback there. An immediate Yule's Viper Strike, kind of awkward situation, and Fortnite Man doesn't last for long. Chrysalis and QB are going to come in from behind, try and get the quick kill on the Chen. Couldn't get it.
Did he cheese?
That was a cheesed up Chen.
Classic.
And Malrine, Ogre Seal Totem, and away he goes. Found the strike out. QB is going to be run down by Skeeter. And Malrine is ready to reset, go back in with his Ursa. They're already in, though. Amar is going to do a little fountain diving here. Doesn't get any quills in return because he was broken.
It's so funny. He just wants to dive like always. He gets Viper Struck, barely misses it with his Yules.
Oh, that nullifier is nasty. He just 100-0 crystallized. He just didn't get off any abilities there. All right, 2 heroes in the fountain. Waiting for the end.
All right, Amar wants to go again.
Let's try this again, this time without the Viper Strike, without the break. Got him.
God, Zero's so stupid. All right, well, they get there in the end.
That Falcons have such strong heroes. They got a last pick Bristleback. They got Skeeter's Alchemist.
Yep.
Dominated Belgrade. They got the Enchantress, man, which is the one hero I would say you should never give these guys.
Yep.
I think they have such strong Falcon heroes that I think if Palianytsia managed to win this, we should give them 2 wins.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like they have too much of a good thing. They got all their best stuff, so they're definitely going to lose.
No, I think this game is going to be extremely hard.
Okay.
And so the reward for triumphing in the face of such a challenge should be more than just a single win.
They're playing Hades on Heat 32 here, is what you're saying. Okay. Well,
That's exactly, and they're giving away for, wait!
good rebuke.
Not giving away first blood. Good rebuke, Fortnite Man. Fortnite Man to the rescue once again.
I'm with you, though. I think this, strategically speaking, is going to be a difficult game. Not just because Falcons have a lot of their best heroes, but I also think this is the type of game that their lineup in general can really abuse Shadow Fiend. You're playing Ench Tusk as your 2 supports against this carry SF in the safe lane. Your Ench will probably do well because the lane matchup bottom, the Nyx Mars, is very easy for Alk. So I foresee a rotation minute 4 from Snaking that's going to flush Shadow Fiend out of top. And Palianytsia have to find a way of either fending that off by being faster and having the numbers there, or they need to TP rotate really quickly and turn that fight around. I think they cannot afford to let Skitter have what should be a very easy lane and then also suffer on the SF. Because he's the only true solution they have to Alk in this game.
Well, hopefully this Marcy SF duo goes well.
Yep.
Because their other side lane is doing pulling shenanigans. Nyx Assassin is pulling the creep wave, so it's a good way to neutralize the threat of an Enchantress Alchemist lane. So if they can make these side lanes go kind of okay. Toss back into tower range. That's a good start. 1 raise, 2 raise. Some decent damage. But is it the hero you want to put damage on when Amar is untouched?
Yeah, he's running 6 tangos on the Tusk as well, so you've got quite a lot of region to chew through, no matter which target you choose. But you got to get started on it, because if you want to win this lane as Shadow Fiend, it has to come from early pressure. Let's see if they can get it done here. Crit.
Rebound lands. Oh, he hit the Fairy Fire. That was just enough. He's going to turn around Snowball. He's dead. Question is, can they get a kill before? And they cannot. Krekker actually gets the first blood, and no, he died to the blood grenade, and they're gonna get the SF kill. Disaster.
Dude, okay, so they both die, and the wave is in tower.
Yeah.
That is... Alright, this top lane is already kind of a semi-disaster. How close was that, too? Crit got the kill on Krekker with, I think, the last tick of blood grenade. Yeah. But yeah, they definitely shouldn't have had the secondary kill on SF. That's just a bit of a mistake there from Crystallize to get caught up in that. And here's the problem. Bristol's level 3. And Tusk, once he gets level 3 as well for those ice shards, you can keep this Shadow Fiend contained for quite a while and allow Amar to just go to town, so that's rough. And of course, as expected, the Alchemist is having a wonderful time with the assistance of Ench. Nyx Mars is just not a good lane.
Yeah.
That's pretty much just the TLDR of that experience.
This is almost more fun.
Mid lane matchup seems to be going pretty well though. Very
Yeah.
even, 16-2, 16-3. I mean, I'll take even.
Yeah, this is an even lane in theory as well. I think it's just both heroes are going to farm. I think overall Pango will probably find a little bit more harass on the Earth Spirit than vice versa, but as long as you get the water runes, you're probably going to be okay. Maybe you have to send one bit of regen at some point, but it's not that big of a deal.
Nice half full. That's good touch. They can keep this lane back near their tower.
Yeah, that's what they want.
That is the best way to deal with this scary shard situation.
CMR trying to navigate or manipulate rather this wave. I don't really know if he was successful with what he was trying to do there by pulling it off to the side. Effectively, I mean, now this wave will meet under the tower. I guess that's what he was trying to accomplish.
Yeah, in which case they'll push back out, but it's already begun. The raise, it'll keep them off. They get some stacks. Can't commit for it. Stable concoction, self-explosion there on Skater.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This lane is also having some creep equilibrium shenanigans going on with the pullback of the Nyx Assassin constantly trying to give Fortnite Man a safer lane with a double melee matchup. Question always is like, what is the Nyx gonna do? Like, you're only gonna get so much experience out of like mind flaring creeps randomly, you know?
I guess the other question as well is, what did you pick it against? I'm trying to wrap my head around what the mindset was for choosing that hero instead of a ranged 4 that lanes well with Mars. There wasn't anything directly that prompted it. Usually when it's with Nyx, you look for, are there heroes you can assassinate, or is there major value to Spike Carapace? And of course we saw the counter against Medusa 2 days ago with the mana burn facet, but
yeah,
in this game, yeah, you can proc Carapace on both the Bristle, the Alk, and the Earth Spirit, but I don't really feel like you kill them very well. So we'll see. There is that rotation from both Snaking as well as the Nyx. It will be a nice triple raise combo for Crystallize. So this was what they needed to avoid being successful from Falcons. So job well done from Palianytsia to match that Ench rotation.
Good setup. Gets them the second kill of the game. Do you think the break mechanic, now that they brought that back for the Nyx Assassin, do you think that breaks just aren't good enough by itself to deal with Bristleback?
I mean, I'm not sure.
It did work out for the Viper, right?
Yeah, and that's the better one, right? So
yeah.
If that one didn't work, is this one? I guess this one is cheaper in the sense that it's a support. But I also think Bristleback can itemize his way out of it. You saw in the last game Amar win Yules against the Viper Strike. I feel like he could easily do it against the Nyx if it's a problem. Just outlast the break by BKB. I think you want BKB on Bristle in this game anyway, so then that's just another reason to do it. Oh, Crystallize, this is real bad.
Yeah, he stops to farm the camp. This is what so many carries are gonna do when they're chased out of lane. They farm this little area, and Maureen and Crit knew it too, but a lot of heroes from Palianytsia, they're gonna get some kills out of this one. The Snowball goes out, but the Rolling Thunder is the better of those spells, and Crystallize, oh my god, he lived. No way, he almost killed himself by hitting these neutrals, but he's good, all good.
Okay.
3 kills. Moonlight got a triple kill out of that one.
That kill took them way longer than I expected.
This is ambitious, going for a 4th kill.
Yeah, I think they might actually lose this 1v3. Stunning.
Oh god, the body blocking from Maureen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Amar still kind of chasing. He's running into 4 heroes and he doesn't care.
That was good though. That was a very long kill from Falcons to get, and they didn't even get it in the end. It took them so long to chase down that SF that Palianytsia was able to rotate in all of that assistance and keep the SF alive and find multiple kills. This is the replay here. So the Magnetize is taking this whole time, but I think especially the Nyx Assassin getting multiple stuns off there on the Earth Spirit really made the difference. Getting that successful combo break in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They do lose a tower for it, but it does feel like
that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, you're going to lose that anyway. You're kind of stabilizing the game in a way. Falcons is only up by 1k.
Getting Moonlight the triple kill is really good because he can get a fast Diffusal Blade now, and that is an amazing tool against Bristleback. It can also be quite nice against Alchemist, burning these heroes' mana in the fight so they can't get multiple spells off, and also just needs some raw damage. If Palianytsia want any chance of winning this game, I think the mid-game portion has to go well for them, because Alk will be super farmed. They effectively drafted him a free lane at their own accord as well.
Yeah.
There was no secrets here about whether that Alk was going to be a carry or not, so they just effectively allowed him good conditions.
Right before he goes for the grab, I'm not even sure if that would have been any good for them. I mean, free farming Alchemist, I'm fine with if it means the SF is having a good game, right? Because the Shadow Fiend can give you the damage necessary to deal with the Alk later, but that's not really what's happening right now. Fortnite Man, some sort of aggressive maneuver there that gets him caught out. Way behind the tower. Give that kill to Maureen.
Yeah, that's the thing is, if your solution to Alk is expecting SF to do equally well, I just think there's too many variables for that to be a viable counter strategy.
Do you think they have other solutions?
No, I just meant from with how they have drafted, right? If that was their mindset, we'll give them Alk and give him a free lane with Nyx Mars, it's fine, because we'll get a great SF game and he will counter Alk. I just think that as a default strategy is very risky because of how many things can happen to the SF in this game versus Alk. Like, Alk, nothing can happen to this guy in this game in the bottom lane. He will just farm. And the Shadow Fiend we've already seen a couple of times now. I mean, sure, he survived the previous one, but he's being pressured a ton because that's just the hero as a carry. You can go for those gate plays and try to take advantage of him. So
yeah, currently I don't even know what it looks like. Palianytsia getting a kill on the Alchemist seems impossible.
Alright, Moonlight will get the majority of the stack at the very least.
Pushing him closer and closer to that Diffusable.
Come on, sprites!
Very important sentry
Radiant's
area.
bottom tower is under attack.
He's caught.
The roll in, Maureen is going to change the odds here. 2 supports versus a support and core. It's not a fair fight. Double for Maureen, while Moonlight is still messing around with snaking here.
Doesn't really feel like the best way to spend his time.
Dire's middle tower is
Just
under
running
attack.
after Ench, killing a couple of creeps, getting mana burned, instead of being mid and taking the farm and maybe taking that fight with his teammates. Obviously, the fight breaks out because he's at Ench, otherwise things would be different, but well, going there now might not be advisable.
Oh, he's trying to get off the rolling thunder. He got off the shield crash, but it didn't hit anything. He doesn't get any shield out of it as a result. And 2 kills adds a 3rd into it with the mid tower falling right after. All of a sudden, the swing. Falcons are only up by 1k. That's not an Alchemist difference right here. 5k lead already. That's pretty big.
I rate these last 3 minutes from Palianytsia. I rate them disaster out of 10. It just has to go better. There's no sugarcoating it. If you're drafting into this kind of strategy and you're not making successful moves, but rather you're just putting 2 heroes mid and they both get killed, and now your Nyx is jungling, I have a pretty clear feeling of which way this game's headed. It's not great. Moonlight?
And no power runes either to maybe swing things around. Moonlight, I think, just has to get to this Diffusal Blade.
Dire's middle tower is
That'll
under
be your
attack.
best power spike to play around, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be the Diffu, and it's going to be Nyx level 6. And he will obviously get that from that jungle very soon. But we are also 13 minutes into the game almost. So it's not exactly a good timing to begin with, but that's what you sign up for when you play Nyx Mars lane. It's not like either hero is going to have a stellar outlook on the future of the game.
Yeah, Mars still 1100 away from Blink Dagger. A kill on Snaking would help.
I'm sure he's gonna die here, is he?
Marcy
Just
does
barely.
it because she's Marcy.
Yeah, I think that was her last volley of ult, so that almost wasn't enough with the Unleash.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're beating it. Skeeter actually. Stun into Requiem. Not the most damage in the world. You would have to land all those raises. Rolling Thunder is coming in, though, and he's up against a wall, too. He's going to get chain stunned here.
Okay.
All 5. A Palianytsia showing up for this.
Dire
Worth it.
are scanning.
Killing Alk is the best thing that can happen in the game right now.
And Amar says, worth it. I got my Ags, guys.
Yeah.
We can fight now.
They can't put out all the fires at once. There's just too many, so they have to pick their poison, and I think going for the Alk is probably the best play. It's just the most gold. Caught on the way out here. But yeah, there's more problems in this game than the Alchemist. The Bristleback is super farmed with a 13-minute Ags on Amar. Everybody really on the Radiant side is having a good game. They're all happy.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh no, Amar's gonna come steal some stacks. Maybe?
Trying to get the wisdom.
Oh no, what's happening in the river here? Looks like a 2-man stun.
Very well.
And Moonlight can't get away from her spirit. Hero is just too damn mobile.
Dire's
Amar's gonna
bottom
take your
tower.
stacks. The supports are
Dire's
taking your
bottom
tower.
tower
I mean,
has
whoa. It's just wins all around for Falcons.
Yeah, at the very least, they didn't get the wisdom rune there. So that's the one thing for Palianytsia that went right, but it's tough to find bright spots right now when you're just
Dire's
getting
bottom
absolutely
tower is
obliterated
under
like this.
attack.
This is just... We talked about Game 1 being a bit of an outclass. I think this is a different level. Just everything in this game has been the way Falcons wants it to go, with the exception of the one Alk death they just had. This hasn't really been any bright spots. They will get the crit Tusk here. And I have to use Vendetta and Arena for it, though.
Yeah,
That means Skitter is now free to farm again.
And he's going for pretty fast BKB.
Yep.
Once he has that, I mean, you're just left for some sort of crazy initiation chain stun is the only way you're going to be able to bring down this Alchemist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, don't let him take it. I think I think Enchantress has to be one of the most annoying Falcons heroes because Snaking always does the wisp facet and always
Radiant's
plays
bottom
on your
tower
side of
is
the
under
map,
attack.
taking your neutral creeps, breaking your smokes, just making it hard to move, do anything. And Falcons use that kind of information
Radiant's
so
bottom
well.
tower
Vendetta
is under
across
attack.
the map here from the next
Dire's
assassin.
top tower is under
Yeah, I
attack.
think Ench is arguably Snaking's most aggressive hero that also farms a lot at the same time. So he gets the best of both worlds. When he's playing Chen, he's not playing as aggressively, but he's farming
Radiant's
a lot.
bottom tower
then she does
is under
both.
attack.
Malrine.
See if the smoke works. Nice blink, spear back. Rolling Thunder, chain stun.
Oh, that's a good concoction.
God, the concoction is better than anything they were trying to do there. Palianytsia, it couldn't even get the kill they were looking for because of the snowball save and the wisps coming out from the Snaking and crit support duo.
Yeah, Falcons seemed incredibly ready for this move. And I guess from their perspective, this is also kind of obvious that this is happening. They have really good vision in the top and mid. Nobody's showing on the rest of the map, and they're kind of just piecing it together.
And if you're wondering where that final hero was, well, he was bottom lane and got picked off during that replay. So that is effectively a team.
Haste.
Nice GG branch. If everything else is going wrong, you can at least have a bit of a laugh.
Dire's middle tower
It's
is under
there is just not much positive happening here, unfortunately.
By the way, can we agree that it's not how you
structures are
spell
fortified.
caw? That's
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah, what's Gog? Gog?
Don't try and pronounce it.
Dire's
It's not going to
middle
go
tower
well.
is under attack.
That's going to be a
Has fallen.
clip on live stream fails. You don't want to see it.
Okay, say it fast 5 times.
No, I will not. I'm trying not to get fired. 18-8, 15K net worth lead.
It's not even a bad word. Crit.
Got a kill. Wait, no, they didn't get a kill.
Die. Yes.
Okay, no, Fort Monument. Come on,
snowball.
no, the snowball dodge on the spear. They can still get him.
Okay,
They got him, and the Rolling Thunder's still gonna go off. This could still be okay. Off the rock, hit into another cliff. They're chaining up these stuns, and once again, Skeeter comes in with the unstable concoction. It looks good, and then Skeeter shows up and just ruins everything.
Down you!
I mean, they were barely tickling the Earth Spirit next to Ench's heal, though. Oh, no. Should have stayed in Fortnite, man. What a waste. I could be building right now. Imagine a game that's about collecting weapons and shooting, and then you spend half of it building a tower.
Yes. Tower to battle.
has fallen to the radiant.
Not my favorite design ever.
Man, you're really just killing the... We're trying to reach out to the Gen Z right now, and you're just killing it, Synderen.
No, I'm really not. I'm really not trying to reach out to them.
No, I'm saying we is, you know, Dota2 community,
Yeah?
tournament organizer, ESL.
Oh, we're trying.
Capture the youth.
Yeah. What better way than to tell them the game they play shit, they should play ours. Correcker's dead.
Well, we're gonna watch Falcons
Yep.
take some buildings
Dire's structures
and go high ground.
Probably.
Dire's top
And
tower
Palianytsia
is
are
under
gonna
attack.
have one attempt at a high ground defense, and if they don't defend that
Dire's
well
top
enough,
tower
then the
has
game legitimately might
Radiant's
just be
bottom
over.
tower
How many
is under
slices are in a
attack.
loaf of bread? How many do they have left? They've spent 10 lives if they lose this game.
Depends on how
Radiant
thin the slices are. You've never seen
That
that.
is a good answer to that question. I appreciate that. That was a very Synderen answer to the question. Thank you very much.
Got his
Suns fan would be proud of you. Or rather, he would be disgusted, and I'm proud of you. All right, here comes the high ground rally. They're not here. The tower's almost gone before they get... They don't have glyph. Okay. Well, good luck defending now. Now you're just too late.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's
The
top
perfect hold.
barracks are
It's
under
coming,
attack.
Synderen. Oh, the spear back into a Requiem underneath an arena as well. Maureen is very dead. Unfortunately, I think maybe Palianytsia is also dead with Skeeter and Amar just running at them. Krekker did a good job hitting that stun, but you can only slow them down. You can't stop them. The push forward from Amar. Okay, buyback on both the Mars and the Marcy. They're still losing their barracks, though.
Yeah, Earth Spirit bought back too. They just want to finish.
Another spear back. Fortnite man's hitting those at least. That was not the best situation, completely with the impale as a result of the dispose, but maybe something else good will happen? Synderen?
They
They got him! They got Amar! Diffusal blade to the face.
Oh, they got Ench. They got the Aegis.
Might even get crit as well. Get a Moonlight. Snowballed into the creep. Still got you. Still
Nice.
chaining up the stuns. Wait, no. Crit's trying to move. He's trying to make some schmoos right now. And he did well enough to survive. That is so disappointing.
What a godlike play from Tusk, by the way, that was. What a beautiful highlight. So he places the shards to push himself slightly left so he avoids 2 tower shots, and then he makes the pathing of the Pango difficult. He actually saved himself with like a 50 range push to the left.
And it would have been
Beautiful.
so cool if this game wasn't so over.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about Dota, though. Even if you're getting crushed or you're crushing, you can still appreciate, you know, individual skill of that sort. Even whether you're owning or not, you can, you know, it's that little extra 5% that some players just have on the rest of the field. That there from Crit, there's not many people that would have had the presence of mind to do that.
All right.
There are many people who would have had the presence of mind to just die there as Alk.
That's
But,
2,400 gold into the coffers of Palianytsia.
yeah, Krekker gets that. How many new items does he have coming up now? He has 3 bracers.
If only it was the old bracers.
Yep. then they would be good in 2.5 minutes after they've lost 2 lanes of barracks. Yeah, we're not even there yet.
22.5 minutes, oh my god.
Yeah. Looks like Falcons want to just try to fight them 4v5 here. Amar, how strong are you? Didn't get the BKB off.
Oh yeah, and he's facing the wrong direction too. All right, all right. Yeah, give him the tip.
This is just like last game. Like Falcons get an unthrowable lead, and then they bleed a couple of cores, and then they're going to stabilize and finish it off, right? Surely.
Yeah, now they're going to be like, okay, guys.
All right, whatever.
For next Roshan.
Amar's like, buy me gem. Snaking. Buy me gem, go jungle. Oh.
Well, in from Maureen. But the rest of the team is coming in soon. Fortnite Man is here. Hits the pin onto Maureen, trying to create the space, but unfortunately, the Pango's already dead. Fortnite Man is going to join him in the grave, as is QBFY, as is Crystallized if he shows himself. Cracker. Okay, maybe they're not going to wait for another Roshan.
All right, give me your prediction. When is this game going to end?
20.
You okay, buddy?
We got 2 minutes and 45 seconds till Roshan.
Sound like you're having trouble breathing.
26-42.
All right, I'm going to say 25 straight.
Come get healed.
All right, so you think this...
They're going to take this torment and then they end it.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Don't let me down, Falcons. You got this. Tormentor for crit.
A bigger
Dire's
shard.
middle tower is under attack.
Does Crystallized have... No, just Shadowblade. I was like, do you have Silver Edge yet? No, he doesn't. But they have Quick Go. No.
Oh. Where was the stun?
He threw the mana burn first.
That's not the order of operations.
No, that's Pembus.
You have 20 seconds left, Falcons. What did you say, 26 what?
42.
Okay. All right, we got time. I just need to be closer.
Just stall out for 2 minutes. You got this. All right, shield crash. And a nice pin. Jesus, that Pango dies quickly. And a snowball crit. Stop doing this to me. He's too good at the saves. Crystallized does manage to get a 4-staff. Can he make it back? He can't. He dies. Fortnite Man, you're my only hope.
Oh.
Get a pin back into the fountain. You got this. If his Blink Dagger ever comes off cooldown, because Amar is constantly hitting him with quills. Okay, Amar is maybe throwing. Oh, he still got the SF kill. Never mind. He's going to buy back. GG is called 25.
25.
25.
All right.
I think you're good. Good job.
Yes.
You win absolutely.